Hello everyone, myself Dr. Preeti Yadav. I am working as assistant professor in St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management, Gurugram. I am from Applied Science Department. Today I will discuss Faraday's laws and Lenz's law from Unit 3 and the lecture number 30. First of all, what is electromagnetic induction? As it is clear from the name, that means electro means current, magnetic induction means generation of current due to change in magnetic field. Electromagnetic induction was discovered by Michael Faraday in 1831 and James Clerk Maxwell mathematically described it as a Faraday's law of induction. Now, electromagnetic induction is a phenomena of generating current, EMF, electromotive force, by changing the magnetic field is known as electromagnetic induction. Means the generation of current due to change in magnetic field is known as electromagnetic induction. The EMF so developed is called induced EMF. If the conductor is in the form of a closed circuit, a current flows in the circuit. If the circuit is closed, then the current flow in the circuit, and this is called induced current. This either happens when a conductor is placed, current carrying conductor is placed in a moving magnetic field, or when a conductor is constantly moving in a stationary magnetic field. Michael Faraday arranged a conducting wire as per the setup given below in the diagram, attached a device to measure the voltage that is produced by changing the magnetic field. When a bar magnet was moved through the coiling, the voltage detector measures voltage in the current that is produced in the circuit. Now, here this is a magnet, this is a coil or a loop, this is a galvanometer. If we move the magnet towards the coil, then the galvanometer shows a deflection. It means there is a generation of current or induced EMF. If if the magnet is stationary, then there is no deflection in the galvanometer. Now, if we move the magnet away from the coil or the loop, there is also a deflection in the galvanometer, but in the opposite direction. It means due to change in magnetic flux, because if we move the magnet towards this coil, therefore there is an increase in magnetic field. Flux means increase in magnetic field of lines. Therefore, there is a deflection in the galvanometer, and if we move away the magnet from the coil, then there is a decrease in magnetic field lines, means decrease in magnetic flux. Then also galvanometer shows deflection but is in the opposite direction. When the magnet is at rest or stationary, then there is no deflection in the galvanometer. Therefore, there is no current in the galvanometer. Now, he discovered that there are certain factors that influence this voltage production. Means and there is an influence in induced EMF, and they are, first is number of coils. The induced voltage that is produced in the coil is depend on directly the number of turns or the coils of the wire. If the number of turns greater, then the induced EMF in the circuit is more. Yeah, greater is the voltage produced. Next, the changing magnetic field means if the number of magnetic lines increases, then there is a more they also affect the induced voltage that is produced in the coil. This can be done either moving the magnetic field around the conductor or moving the conductor in the magnetic field. Also, the phenomena of EMI is the basis of working of power generators, dynamos, transformers, etc. We cannot imagine a world where there is no electricity, no lights, no trains, and no telephones, and no personal computers, and nothing that works on electricity. Now, the second is Faraday's experiment. There are these are the experiments that is done by Faraday that shows that if we move the magnet, then there is a induced EMF produced in the coil, and also if we move the magnet fast towards the coil, there is a change in induced EMF in the coil. In the first experiment, in his experiment, Faraday takes a magnet and a coil and connects a galvanometer across the coil. At starting, the magnet is at rest, so there is no deflection in the galvanometer. That is, needle of the galvanometer is at the center of zero. When the magnet moves towards the coil, the galvanometer deflection in one direction means there is a current produced in the coil due to movement of the magnet towards there is a movement of magnet towards the coil. Here we move an pole of the magnet towards the coil. Then the deflection then the galvanometer shows deflection in the galvanometer. Next, when the magnet is held stationary at that position, the needle of the galvanometer returns to zero position, because at that point magnet does not move, therefore the galvanometer returns to zero position. Now when the magnet moves away from the coil, then there is also some deflection in the needle, but in opposite direction. And again, when the magnet becomes stationary at that point respect to the coil, the needle of the galvanometer returns to zero position. And again, if the magnet is held stationary, the coil moves away and towards the magnet, the galvanometer similarly shows deflection. It is also seen that the faster the change in the magnetic field, the greater will be the induced EMF or voltage in the coil. Here, if we move that magnet fastly towards the coil, there is a more induced EMF or more voltage is produced in that coil. If the magnet is stationary, then there is no deflection. If the magnet is move away from the coil, then there is a deflection in the galvanometer, but is opposite direction. These are the position of magnet and the deflection in the galvanometer. If magnet is at rest position or stationary, then there is no deflection in the galvanometer. If the magnet moves towards the coil, deflection in the galvanometer in the one direction. If the magnet is held stationary after that at some position, when we move towards the coil, then there is no deflection in the galvanometer. Then if the magnet moves away from the coil, then also there is a deflection in the galvanometer, but is in the opposite direction. After that, if the magnet is held stationary at same position away from the coil, then also there is no deflection in the galvanometer. Now, there are two laws that is given by the Faraday's. The first law states that if there is a change in magnetic field, if there is a change in magnetic flux, then there is a induced EMF, induced current in the coil. And the second law states that how much EMF is produced, means quantity of EMF produced in EMF in a circuit. This is done by the Faraday's second law. Then the first law is any change in the magnetic field of a coil of wire will cause an EMF to be induced in the coil. Means if there is a change in magnetic flux in the coil, then this will cause an EMF to be induced in the coil. Means when the amount of magnetic flux linked with the circuit changes, an EMF is induced in the circuit. And the induced EMF lasts so long as the change in magnetic flux continues. Now, what is the method to change the magnetic field? Firstly, by moving a magnet towards or away from the coil. Next, if we move towards the coil, if we move magnet towards the coil, there is an increase in magnetic flux. And if we move away from the coil, there is a decrease in the magnetic flux. If there is a decrease in magnetic flux, then there is a decrease in induced EMF. By moving the coil into or out of the magnetic field. Third is by changing the area of the coil that is placed in a magnetic field. Now the fourth is by rotating the coil relative to the magnet. These are the four methods to change the magnetic field. Therefore, change the induced EMF in the circuit. Now, the second law, it states that the magnitude of EMF induced in a circuit is directly proportional to the rate of change of magnetic flux linked with the circuit. Means the induced EMF in the circuit that is equal to d phi by dt, rate of change of magnetic flux, also the number of turns in the coil. And here is the induced EMF, and this that is equal to minus and d phi by dt. And the negative sign here represents that the induced EMF is always opposite, always oppose the any change in magnetic flux associated with the circuit. Means जो EMF प्रोड्यूस हो रही है यहाँ पे वो ऑलवेज क्या करेगी, अपोज करेगी किसको, जो उसको प्रोड्यूस करता है. प्रोड्यूस किसने किया है EMF को, मैग्नेटिक फ्लक्स को. Therefore EMF is the direction of EMF is opposite to the change in magnetic flux. Now the proof of the second law is, consider a magnet is approaching towards a coil. Here we consider two instants at time t1 and time t2. Before this, first of all, we explain the explanation of first law. In Faraday's experiment, when magnet is moved towards the coil, the number of magnetic lines of force linked up with the coil increases, that is magnetic flux increases. This is the first point. And when the magnet is moved away, the magnetic flux linked with the coil decreases. In both the cases, galvanometer showed deflection, indicating that EMF is induced in the coil. When there is no relative motion between the magnet and the coil, magnetic flux linked with the coil remains constant. That's why galvanometer shows no deflection, because if there is no motion between the magnet and the coil, then there is no deflection in the galvanometer. Hence, the induced EMF is produced when magnetic flux changes and the induced EMF continues so long as the change in magnetic flux continues. This is first law. And now the explanation of second law is, when in a Faraday experiment, when the magnet is moved faster, the magnetic flux linked with the coil changes at a faster rate. Therefore, the galvanometer deflection is more. However, when the magnet is moved slowly, the rate of change of magnetic flux is smaller. Therefore, galvanometer deflection is smaller, that is, induced EMF is smaller. Hence, magnitude of EMF varies directly. Induced EMF varies directly as the rate of change of magnetic flux linked with the coil. This is Newton's second law. Now, we find this relation. First, let us consider a magnet approaching towards a coil. We consider two instants at time t1 and t2. The flux linkage with the coil at the time t1 is given by t1 is equal to time t1 and phi1. Phi1 is a flux and is a number of turns in the coil. Similarly, at time t2, the flux is phi2 and t2 is equal to n phi2. Now we have found change in flux, that is equal to n phi2 minus phi1. Let us consider this change in flux is represented by phi, and here we replace phi2 minus phi1 by phi, and the change in flux is given by n phi, and the rate of change of flux is given as n phi by t, rate of change. Taking the derivative of the above equation, then we get n d phi by dt. And according to Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, we know that the induced EMF in a coil is equal to the change of flux, and then the change of flux and d phi by dt, and in the negative sign due to cause EMF opposes the magnetic flux, and that produce the EMF. By increasing the number of turns in the coil, we can increase the induced EMF or current. Now, what is the application of Faraday's law? First is electrical equipment like transformer works on the basis of Faraday's law. Second, induction cooker also work on the basis of mutual induction, that is also based on Faraday's law. And third is by inducing an electromotive force into an electromagnetic flow meter, the velocity of the fluid is recorded. That is all the application of the Faraday's law. Now the next is Lenz law. What is Lenz law? Lenz law basically gives the direction of the induced EMF or the current that is produced in a circuit due to change in magnetic flux or change in magnetic field. According to Lenz law, the polarity of the induced EMF is such that it opposes the change in magnetic flux responsible for its production. Basically, here the negative sign is due to Lenz law. Here, the polarity of the induced EMF is such that it always opposes the change in magnetic flux, that magnetic flux responsible for its production. Let us discuss this by two experiments. Here, this is a magnet and this is a coil. If we move the magnet, bar magnet pushed towards the coil, the amount of magnetic flux linked with the coil increases, because if we move the magnet towards this, then the magnetic flux means number of magnetic lines increases. Current is induced in that coil in such a direction that it opposes the increase in flux. Means if the current is moved in anti-clockwise direction, then there is a north pole and that phase appear as a north pole. Here magnet is moved but here there is generation of north, then north repels the north, therefore there is opposition because magnet is moved towards the coil, and that north pole that is generated due to flow of current in anti-clockwise direction, there produce here a repulsion. And this is possible when the current induced in the coil in the anti-clockwise direction with respect to observer here. This is observer. On the side of the bar magnet, the magnetic moment associated with this induced current has north polarity, has a north polarity towards the north pole. Hence, therefore, there is a force of repulsion because north-north repel this magnet. In the second case, if we move the magnet away from that coil, if away from that coil means the magnetic lines of force decreases and the current is produced, in that case, if the clockwise direction, then this acts as a south pole because the magnet is moved away, but according to this is अपोज, देन वो क्या करेगा, इसको अट्रैक्ट करेगा. अट्रैक्ट करने के लिए यहाँ पर क्या होगा, साउथ पोल होना चाहिए, तभी क्या करेगा अट्रैक्शन, बिकॉज मैग्नेट क्या जा रही है, अवे जा रही है. बट लेंस लो क्या करता है, जो इंड्यूस्ड ईएमएफ होगी यहाँ पे, जो करंट प्रोड्यूस होगा, वो क्या करेगा, इसको अपोज करेगा. मीन्स दूर जा रही है तो उसको पास बुलाएगा, पास बुलाने के क्या क्या होगा, यहाँ पे साउथ पोल जनरेट होगा. साउथ पोल के लिए करंट किस में होगा, क्लॉकवाइज डायरेक्शन में. इसमें क्या है, मैग्नेट पास आ रही है, बट ये क्या करेगा, उसको दूर दूर करेगा. दूर करने के लिए क्या होगा, यहाँ पे नॉर्थ पोल जनरेट करना पड़ेगा. नॉर्थ पोल के लिए क्या होगा, यहाँ पे करंट किस डायरेक्शन में होगा, एंटी क्लॉकवाइज में. मीन्स ऑलवेज लेंस लो क्या करता है, मैग्नेट अगर पास आ रही है तो उसको दूर जाने देगा, अगर दूर जा रही है तो उसको क्या करेगा, पास बुलाएगा. ऑलवेज oppose the change in magnetic flux responsible for its production. Now Lenz law explained by these experiments. First is same as we discussed in previous slide, but in case one, first when a magnet, here this is a circuit, is a galvanometer. Case one, when a magnet, this is a magnet, when a magnet is moving towards the coil, then the magnet is moved towards the coil. Then at the, if the magnet is moved towards the coil means हमें क्या करना है, उसको रिपेल करना है. रिपेल करने के लिए क्या होगा, बिकॉज ये पास में आ रही है, तो रिपेल करने के लिए क्या जनरेट करना पड़ेगा, हमें नॉर्थ पोल जनरेट करना पड़ेगा. नॉर्थ पोल के लिए क्या होगा, इसमें डायरेक्ट किस डायरेक्शन में होगा करंट, फ्रॉम दिस anti-clockwise direction. If the current move in anti-clockwise direction, then that phase appear as a north pole and there is a force of repulsion. Now, and the deflection in the and the galvanometer shows a sudden deflection towards the left when the magnet is moved towards the coil. Now, when a magnet is moving away from the coil, away, when the magnet is moved away from the coil, away means हमें ये मैग्नेट दूर जा रही है, बट हमें उसको क्या करना है, पास बुलाना. मीन्स अट्रैक्शन करना है. अट्रैक्शन के लिए हमें यहाँ पे क्या जनरेट करना पड़ेगा, साउथ पोल. साउथ पोल पर क्या करेगा उसको, बिकॉज साउथ और नॉर्थ क्या करेंगे, अट्रैक्ट करेंगे. तो गैल्वेनोमीटर किस करंट किस डायरेक्शन में होगा, क्लॉकवाइज, और गैल्वेनोमीटर किस साइड में दिखाएगा, left side, deflection in the left side, and that phase appear as a south pole, and therefore this attract this magnet, north pole of that magnet. These are the two cases for Lenz law, for the explanation of Lenz's law. Now Lenz law and the energy conservation. Lenz law is in accordance with the law of conservation of energy. For example, in the experimental verification of the Lenz law, in this case, when north pole of magnet is moved towards the coil, if the north pole is moved towards the coil, The upper face, that face of the coil acquires north polarity. Therefore, work has to be done against the force of repulsion because there is a force of repulsion, and the work has to be done against force of repulsion in bringing the magnet closer to the coil. In bringing the magnet, because there is a force of repulsion, and to bring the magnet closer to the coil, then work is done. Similarly, when the n pole of the magnet is moved away, if the pole of the magnet is away, south polarity develops here. South polarity develops here on that face of the coil. Therefore, work has to be done against the force of attraction because here there is a force of attraction between north and south pole in taking the magnet away from the coil. Away from the coil. It is this mechanical work done, is the mechanical work done in moving the magnet away or towards the coil. That is the moving the magnet with respect to the coil that changes into electrical energy producing induced current. Hence, energy is being transferred only. Therefore, energy is conserved in Lenz's law. Hence, Lenz's law obeys the principle of energy conservation. Now, what is the application of electromagnetic induction? First, electromagnetic induction is used in microphones, tape recording and playback, generation of electricity in trains, computers, etc., where we have used electromagnetic induction. Now, the important question of today's lectures are: first is explain Faraday's law, means first law and second law with diagram. Second is what is Lenz's law with experiments. Third is how energy is conserved in Lenz's law. Explain. This is all about today's lecture. Thank you.